Are you tired of constantly searching through the thousands of LinkedIn profiles, desperately trying to find new leads that align with your criteria? You spend hours, maybe even days searching, only to come up short or with leads that barely fit the bill. But what if there was a way to cut through the clutter and bypass the leads that are not relevant and only zero in to your ideal prospects with precision? If you want to do this, watch the rest of this video where I'll show you a step-by-step guide on the game-changing tool that gives you that power, Boolean searches on LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And as a bonus, I'll also show you how to bulk export leads out of Sales Navigator automatically so that you can be 10x more efficient with your time and always hit quota. So let's get into it. What is even a Boolean search? Well, a Boolean search is a search that relies on Boolean algebra, that is to say, logical expressions. It uses three different operators that are AND, OR, and NOT. So basically, you can think of it a bit like math, but it's even more intuitive because instead of having numbers and plus, minus, and whatever, you only have either things that are true or things that are false, and you can combine those things with different operators, the three that I've mentioned. So let me show you very quickly how that looks like. So here I am on the blog article about how to use Sales Navigator on the Findymail blog, and basically we have a table here that says the result of different Boolean operators, and you will see it looks scary, but it's actually very intuitive. So for example, the result of x and y is true only if both x and y, those are variables, are true, and x or y is true if x is true or if y is true. So you can see as I read this, like it's basically just plain English. So very simple, don't be scared about that. And let's see how you will use that concretely on a LinkedIn search now. So here I have a basic lead search. So I'm looking for CEO in the United States. I have companies that are between 11 and 50 employees. Fairly basic. So you have the keyword filter here that you can use as usual. So let's say I'm looking for, but I don't want the keyword B2C to be in their profiles. So you simply type not, and it needs to be in uppercase. That is very important. Otherwise it does not work. And you'll see that I've removed 100 results here that were probably not relevant to me. So whenever you want to remove things, use the not operator. The next thing you can use is the AND operator. So I want both B2B sales expression and the keyword agency in the profiles, but not any profiles that have the keyword B2B in there. So you can quickly see that again reduces our results because we are adding constraints one on top of the other. So obviously less and less profiles fit our criteria, but the remaining profiles that are there are very relevant because they match all of our criteria. The last operator that you can use is the OR operator. So let's say, for example, I want B2B sales or and agency, not B2B. And you'll see here that we slightly increased our results again because we added more options with the OR. Like now more profiles can fit our criteria because either if they have B2B sales or outbound sales, both of those options match. And you will see here that I also used something else. I used parentheses. So you need to use parentheses when you need to do priority between your operation. So it's exactly like classic algebra with like priority between the plus and minus, multipliers, and etc. For example, here it's giving that first expression priority. So profiles that will match either have B2B sales and agency but not B2C, or they have outbound sales and agency but not B2C. If I didn't put the parentheses here, this will give me different results because this will basically be B2B sales or outbound sales and agency, not B2C. But the profiles that match B2B sales won't be affected by the end agency and not B2C, and this is not what we want here. So remember to use parentheses when needed. So also note that you can use that not only on the keyword filter here, but on the job title filter as well. So for example, here I can change CEO with like CEO or Chief Officer, and that will work. And I can also say CEO not assistant, for example, if I want to remove any assistant. The thing is, in the job title filter is not as useful because you can simply use UI instead of using the Boolean search. So for example, you probably have been doing things this way before, just CEO exclude assistant, and this will work equally well. So this isn't as useful in there, but that's not something you can do on the keyword filter. So in the keyword filter, you're required to use Boolean search if you want to do the same thing here with the like exclusion and this type of stuff. One thing that you can use, however, in the current job title is the trick of using quotes. So for example, if I put director, then here you can see that I have results that are somewhat relevant depending on how strict you need to be, but not necessarily they will have the exact supply chain director expression. So for example, here you have group editorial director at DC Visibility and Supply Chain Quarterly. His job is not really supply chain director. Associate director, CMC and Clinical Supply Chain, director of programming, host of supply chain brief. His actual job title is director of programming, not supply chain director, but just because it has director and supply chain, it works. But if you want to be stricter about your search here, what you can do is put that in quotes, and you will see that it greatly improves the quality of the results. You will only have actual supply chain director, so the full exact expression need to be there because it's quoted. But it's also much more restrictive, so you will need to add other alternatives if you want to cover more variations, because for example, if you have director and you first make a note of like what are the common variations of how that job title is present in the wild, and you make notes depending on how you want to be. You either go and exclude what's not relevant, or you do the opposite way and you make a list of all the variations that actually are relevant to you, and then you use all of those in quotes so that you only have those variations that are valid to you and your goals. Finally, one thing that I want you to pay attention when using the keyword filter on Sales Navigator is that the keyword may be present in an area of the profile that you don't really care about. So let me explain. So if I go back here to my CEO search and looking for B2B sales, then if I open, so here it's very simple. Since this is the first result, like it's usually very accurate. So B2B sales is present in the actual headline of that person. So here it is relevant, but you also need to know that the B2B sales expression could be present in, like, for example, previous job. So if it was present, for example, in that paragraph, it would still have show up as a profile that match your search, even though it may not be relevant anymore because this is a previous position that ended like more than 10 years ago. And so maybe if he had done B2B sales during that position, like that's not relevant anymore and it does not really match your search. But unfortunately, this is how LinkedIn Sales Navigator keyword search works. It looks for the keyword everywhere on the profile and not necessarily where you expect it to be. That is to say, usually the headline or the current job description or the about section. So to solve this, you can actually use Findymail to refine your results even more. So this is also the bonus section because I'll show you how to export as well your entire Sales Navigator results. So if you go to findymail.com, you will be able to download the Chrome extension and you will get that new button added to your Sales Navigator. Once you click on it, you will be able to export an entire search. Here I do a very quick search, and what's good about it is that first you can export like up to 2500 results automatically, so it automatically flips the page and everything, so you can just work on something else while it is exporting your entire search results. You don't have to save one page at a time manually or whatever. And it also tries to enrich your search results with a valid B2B email so that you can contact those people by email. So that is very important. But what I wanted to show you here initially is that in the CSV export that you will have here, let me format that a bit better. So as you can see, you have the emails in every columns, but what's interesting there is that you have a new column called keyword match that will tell you if yes or no the keyword that you were looking for is actually present in an area that you care about. So contrary to LinkedIn Sales Navigator that is looking for your keyword everywhere on the profile, Findymail will look if the keyword is present either in the headline, in the about section, or in the current job description. And that's it. So if the keyword was present in like a past experience that may not be relevant anymore, then the keyword match here will be no. And so this is much stricter, but it can lead to a higher relevancy because you know for sure that it's exactly what you were looking for and you don't have anything that is like slightly out of scope of your actual intended search. So this is a bonus of using Findymail on top of being able to export your leads. It also makes the filtering even more relevant. So remember now the countless hours that maybe you spent already sifting through thousands of irrelevant LinkedIn profiles. With Boolean search now, you have a powerful tool at your disposal and you won't let that happen anymore. No more guesswork, no more wasted time, just targeted, precise results from now on. So now it's your turn to take action and fill your lead list with relevant prospects that will be interested in your offer. And now that you have all of these leads, you want to make sure that the cold emails you will be sending them are actually getting seen and landing in their inbox and not in their spam folder. I made another video covering that topic, so click the link on the screen to look at that, and also check out Findymail if you're interested in valid B2B email data and Sales Navigator export. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more video related to B2B prospecting and cold email best practices. I'll catch you there.